Hey everyone, so in this video I'm going to show you guys how to insulate a well house. Now I live in Tennessee, and here in the South, or mid-South, or whatever you want to call it, they don't really, it doesn't get too cold here. It usually gets around 30 at the coldest, but next week or in the next couple of days we're going to have some sub-degree weather, which is not very common here. And with that being said, most pipes under your house or in the walls, they're not insulated. There's just not code here, so people don't do it. My well house was insulated at one point, but you know, sometime in the last 15 years, insulation ripped off. So I'm gonna re-insulate the entire inside and show you guys how to do that start to finish. When I first got this place, I went ahead and just threw some insulation in here because I knew it might be a problem. I'm from Buffalo, and it gets really cold there, so you're used to seeing that kind of stuff. So, you know, I don't know how wells work or nothing. I just threw it in here hoping it would do something, and it kind of held up. But we never had weather like we're getting here soon. So I'm gonna get rid of all this stuff that's just sitting in here. It's probably wet and just, you know, it's been sitting on the ground for a long time. Probably a bunch of bugs and rats in there. So I'll get rid of that, and then I got some stuff over here. It's some R30, probably a little bit overkill, but I'm gonna use it anyways. I got it for free, so it was used. Got it off a guy on Facebook. That's the thing about this stuff. For things like this, you don't need to go buy new. You can if you want, but you can find this stuff for free. It's not hard to do. You just got to look for it. Here's the insulation I got for free. It's, like I said, it's R30, and it's just a couple of 4-foot panels. I think it'll work out well for this. I just grabbed 5. I got more if I need it. And then what I did was I went ahead and bought I purchased a bunch of these standoffs. I don't know the exact name of them, but they're basically, you glue them to your metal, and provides a spot to slide your insulation into, and then have these little caps that you can slide over there and they'll hold it down. So as you can see in here, they have some standoffs, but you can see where some of them ripped off. And I just want to make sure I got enough in here to hold it on and make it nice and tight. So I'll use what's there if I can, and then I'll make my own. So what you're going to need for this project is this like a razor blade, some insulation, some liquid nails or Gorilla Glue or something like that to hold these down. Alright, so I'm definitely going to need a few more of these standoff things. So I'm going to go ahead and just glue a couple on there and see what happens. Like I said, I just got construction adhesive, and this will work just fine. You're gonna really want to think about how you're going to orientate these panels or whatever kind of insulation you have, because that's going to determine where these standoff, these little insulation hangers, as you'd call them, are going to go. Now the ones that were previous there are kind of short compared to the newer ones. Those ones are like 1.5 inches, or these ones are like 2.5 inches. Now they might work, they might not. We'll see. I'm not too worried about it. That's why I put a little bit of extras on there. I think I'll be okay. I'm gonna end up have to put this in a specific pattern, otherwise it won't fit in there right with the way my hangers here are located. The setup on this time is like 24 hours, so I'm gonna check back later tonight. It's already like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. More than likely what I'll do is I'll get up in the morning and I'll just I'll finish it up then. It won't take more than 20-30 minutes to do. I just got to make sure this stuff is nice and hard, because right now it's still like a little, like I can grab it and pull on it and it'll come off. Next day, it's been approximately 22 hours or so. Let's see if this stuff is hardened up. Yeah, it's on there. It's all cured up, pretty good to go. Let's go ahead and start cutting some insulation, slapping it on here, and then finishing this up. It's approximately 45 degrees. Kind of hard to see that. There we go. And you can see it kind of starting to dip down real fast. It's going to get down to, looks like 1. It changes, you know, hourly, but it's pretty much the gist of what we're dealing with. This isn't very common here at all, so that's why people in the South are kind of over preparing on certain things like this. I'm just going to kind of cut it based on, you know, what it needs. It's not going to be pretty. It'll look perfect. Now, I'm also going to put plastic on the outside of this. So that being said, I'm going to be putting my paper side down. Now, the reason I'm doing my paper side down, you think that's backwards, because this is kind of like a vapor barrier. But I got some 12-inch thick R30. You really don't need that for this. If it's too thick, I need to peel some layers back, and I don't want to peel the paper off if I don't need to. And some people, you know, they got a sensitivity to this stuff, so wear gloves if you need to. And that's some thick stuff. I'm going to peel some of it off. And that's what I mean by peel. It's super easy to peel an inch or two off at a time. And you can always reuse this up later too. It's not like it's ruined or anything. So we'll try it like this, and if it's too thick, we'll peel another layer off. So on, so on, so on. Now that kit of those insulation hangers, standoffs that come with these little things, we're just going to slap them on there. It's going to hold it down. Just be careful not to stab yourself in the hand. These are kind of sharp. I'm only going to put them in a little bit because I don't need to compress this stuff all the way down. Right. that's what it looks like. It's not perfect, but you know, it's a well house. It's nothing, you know, it's nothing major. What we're gonna do here is we're gonna cover this in plastic though. If you can leave it like this, it would definitely work in a pinch, but over time, water will get in here. It'll soak through, it'll fall apart, bugs will make nests in here, etc. So I'm just gonna get some, I got some pretty thick plastic, some 6 mil. I'm gonna coat it in here the best I can, and hopefully it'll looks presentable, and we'll see how it goes. I'm gonna make sure this thing shuts first before I do all that work. It shuts. And it's done. So it doesn't look perfect. Nobody said it had to be perfect. It has to do a job. Insulate this well house, and that's what it's going to do. Now, you can make this, you know, better. You can add some tape to it. You know, some well-placed tape can make this look really seamless. Now, as you can see, it's got these little caps on there, and those caps are to prevent you from like putting your hand through those spikes. So it all comes in that kit, and I'll put a link in the description where you can get that. It's pretty cheap, I think 20 bucks or something like that. And you know, so for like, if you were to buy all this stuff new, probably 100 bucks. You know, you could probably get a new well house for like 400 or 500, I think. I don't really know how much it costs, I'm just guessing. But you know, you can always just go that route and just buy a brand new one that's already insulated, or get some spray foam. I considered spray foam, but it was just too expensive to do. It would have been a lot more cleaner looking, but just for me to get like cans of great stuff would be too much money to do this whole thing. So what I'm going to do here, like I said, it's getting cold tonight, like 0 degrees cold, which is, it's not common around here. What I'm going to do tonight, I'm going to put a light bulb in this well house, and a little 40 watt, 100 watt, something like that, an actual light bulb, not an LED, will definitely take care of, like, it'll help out. It'll keep it warmer in here. And I have plenty of space over here, and that's where it'll go. It'll sit on top of these pipes, but it'll face towards where the water comes in. Now, I plumbed this up myself a long time ago. I had to redo it because it was all leaking when we bought the house. But this is the main. Main comes over here. You know, comes out of the ground here. Expansion tank just helps pull it up. Your contactor switch, which runs your motor down in the thing, in the casing. And then this goes to my shop, which is over there. And this one right here goes to my barn, which is up there. And then these two are just for future expansions. I figured I was already in here, I might as well just knock it out. So that's for, we might run some water over there, and we might run one of these up by the house. We have no spigots on the house. All right, well, hey, if you guys learned something, you know, I appreciate it if you can give us a thumbs up or a comment or something like that. And thanks for watching. Okay, hooked up the light real quick. It's just a light bulb. I think it's 100 watt. It'll keep it nice and warm. And all we're really doing is trying to keep this pipe warm, kinda. So it could be, you know, any way you want. But this just being in here with this insulation, well, it'll be fine.